My name is Susan Thomas, and I'm running for Surrey City Council November 19th, and I'm very excited. I actually started this process 3 years ago, just after the last election. I have a business as well as living in Surrey for the last 30 years, and I believe that with all the different things that I've done in the community, I've been very involved with helping the homeless. I'm currently a board director for the Surrey Board of Trade. My husband and I, we started a charity last year to help young mothers to continue their education once they get out of high school. We have such a beautiful city, and I believe that all these things in my past, my experiences, have brought me to a place that I would make an excellent Surrey City Councillor. Because being a resident for 30 years and having the business experience, I believe it gives me a very well-balanced approach to issues, a very common sense approach. And with having a business, I think it really, you have an outside-of-the-box thinking. And it allows you to be more creative, and you look at things in a way to look at doing it the most efficiently and the most productive for whatever issues you're working on. The one thing I find in the community that the common thread seems to be is that they don't feel engaged. They don't feel like they're represented in just the day-to-day challenges that they may have with their city. And with that, to me, having a business background, if I'm not taking care of clients and all their needs, then how are the needs being met? They're not. And it's something that people just don't feel engaged, and they want a representation. There's two key issues that I'd like to address today, and one is the ward system, and the other one is the downtown core. With the downtown core, using that as my first example, taking the City Hall and moving it into the downtown core, it's actually going to cost us as taxpayers a good $94 million. And what happened is last year the council decided that they would create a bylaw to allow us to go into long-term debt as a city. And that is something that our children and grandchildren are going to have to be paying for. And to me, that $94 million would be better spent. There's homeless issues, there's congestion issues in our city. There's just a variety of issues that money would be much better spent. I do believe in the downtown core itself, because I believe that it's something that as a city we need to move forward and create that downtown area. But I think that with moving the City Hall, it's not going to actually bring any more business or take away from business. But the cost that's involved with moving it from a centrally located location, it just doesn't make any good sense to me. With the ward system, with door knocking and meeting people, the common thread seems to be the engagement. There's no engagement there. People will call the city, they don't get calls returned, and that's something that from a business owner's perspective, you can't operate a city or a business that way. So I just think that with Surrey, the way we're growing, is that each area from Cloverdale to Whalley to Fleetwood, we all have different special needs within our communities. And I believe a councillor should be living in the area, because then they're more in touch with what's happening, they're more engaged with the community, and you have one person that's going to be the voice for that area. And I think that the size of Surrey, the way that it is, we really need to look at that and address that. And that's what I think what the people want, is that representation. I think with my strong business background, it really gives me the tools that I need to be an effective city councillor. And I believe, regardless of your political leanings, everybody has the same concern that we're spending too much and we're not getting enough for the services that we need for our city. We need to advocate for Surrey, whether it's our schools, it's our public transit. There's so many issues that we need to address. If you believe that I can be that fresh face with an unbiased perspective, I encourage you to come and vote for me, Susan Thomas, on November 19th. Thank you so much for your time.